Hello everyone, it's Molonel for Chicory, and welcome to this recap on mobile gaming news. This week, you must have heard about AFK Journey, and I see that it's working quite well on Discord, so don't hesitate to join us if you're interested in the game. Otherwise, we will also talk about the MMORPG Tarisland, which is emerging, the closed beta of Dark and Darker Mobile, which is coming soon, and also many other news. Get comfortable, like the video to support us, and if you like this video, consider subscribing so you don't miss the next ones. Come on, let's begin. We start this recap with the opening of pre-registrations in Tarisland. The game had a minor controversy in November during its PC and mobile testing phase, as it was advertised as a free-to-play friendly game, and players didn't agree with that. In-game, we're excited to get stylish characters, a dynamic talent tree, a colorful and vast world to explore, and numerous dungeons, just for a multiplayer challenge. Can't wait to have our hands on them. At present, go to the stores to prepare for your forthcoming launch rewards. You can pre-register for Tarisland now on Android and iOS devices. Age of Empires Mobile grabs attention with early access. Initially released in the Philippines at the start of the week, it now reaches us right before the weekend. As I announced in the previous recaps, this one has very little to do with the license. All fundamental construction gameplay, resource gathering, and army creation are adjusted to match the template of ultra-classic MMORPG games. Gave him his chance, about 2 or 3 hours, went through tutorial, chose my civilization, by the way only 4 so it's not a lot compared to what Age of Empires used to offer, started developing my city. But honestly, I prefer to tell you, it's better to have a Rise of Kingdoms or a Call of Dragons. In fact, apart from the AoE 4 graphics and some sound effects, it doesn't really remind me of Age of Empires. And it's normal, because if we remove the gameplay, Age of Empires didn't invent anything. Its lore, history, Rise of Kingdoms already do it if you like this game style. I hope you have a green thumb, because Strange Horticulture is coming to stores for only €5. Come plant your best seedlings on Android and iOS and concoct your dubious potions to meet the needs of customers, each stranger than the next. Collect unique plants, develop your own beverages, and get ready to face a local circle of witches in Strange Horticulture. If you like alchemy games like Potion Craft, you're definitely in for a treat. I'm taking a short break from this week's mobile news to ask you to subscribe to the channel if you like our content. You are sometimes many to watch our recaps every Sunday without following us, and your support means a lot to us, so remember to subscribe and activate the bell to not miss any of our videos. Thank you in advance to all those who will do it, and we resume immediately with the next news. Welcome to Asperia. I don't know if you've ever seen such a clean artistic direction, but I give a big GG to Lilith Games, who once again delivers a game with a unique visual style. After Dislight, it's AFK Journey that imposes its style on our phones this week. Recruit the iconic heroes of AFK Arena, as well as new faces, and explore a world of fairy tales with different game modes. I'd tell you to join the Jumobi Guild, but with a limit of 30 players, we were already full on day one. The in-game atmosphere is high quality, and we're eager to see how the game will hold up. It's a successful launch for AF4 Journey, much more so than for Warzone Mobile. Come and test it for free if you too are in love with the artwork. Unfortunately, you have plenty of time to sand at F4 Journey before getting your hands on Assassin's Creed, because the game has just been postponed to 2025. We hope that the development time will not be as long as that of Skull and Bones. The open world in China with dynamic courses and fights will still be awaited for many months, but rest assured, we promise, we will find you other games to test in the meantime. Precisely, among the gems to test on your phone, I recommend installing Romid. This game from a small French developer invites you to guess a word per level and challenge your brain. The concept is relatively simple. Like a hangman game, you have to guess a word with a defined number of letters. Enter your guess, and it will be placed above or below the word to be guessed based on its position in the dictionary, and with each new word, you narrow down your search area. In the end, the fewer moves you make, the higher your rank. Romid is a great pocket game to train your brain daily without pressure, and you can download it for free on Android and iOS. Dark and Darker Mobile, the medieval fantasy shooter, will soon commence its closed beta test. From April 24th to 28th, the game will open its doors to testers selected by Krafton. Launch yourself in squads into the dark dungeons by embodying one of the 5 available classes. Face the Dark Swarm magnetic field that will push you closer and closer to enemy players, like in a battle royale, and enjoy brutal and intense runs. If you like, even a little bit, science fiction, you definitely know Isaac Asimov and his Foundation series. And precisely, Funplus and Skydance are collaborating to create a game foundation, more or less based on the TV series and called Foundation Galactic Frontier. We hope to find a compelling story with Harry Seldon and psychohistory on Android and iOS. Currently, we have limited information, but you can already pre-register on the official website of the game. Recently, we provided a list of the top car games for mobile devices. This week, Gameloft is introducing a new competitor with the announcement of Asphalt Legends Unite. The title is presented as an extension and rebranding of Asphalt Legends Unite, releasing on console, PC and mobile on July 17th. The program includes all that makes the game famous: 250 branded cars, 8-player multiplayer races, and arcade sensations. Scale the leaderboard, become a member of a club, and showcase your driving skills during the summer in Asphalt Legends United. Betrayal is not necessarily a bad thing. For example, when we play Werewolf, it's a successful move. Well, for Town of Salem 2, it's exactly the same thing. The sequel to the game of Werewolf or Mafia, it depends, is now available on mobile. Burn your best friends in the village square, falsely accuse them, and be the most vicious of all players. I remember, in the good old days, I used to play the first browser games before they became premium. Like Among Us, it is a social deduction game where lying and persuasion will make you win. You can download Town of Salem 2 for free on Android and iOS. This WTF physics game puts you in the middle of an arena for crazy 20-player battles. The levels and items with special effects may remind you of certain parts of Overcooked, but much more violent. In a world where licensing prevails over sales, it is not surprising to witness an increasing number of cross-media adaptations as soon as a fictional universe gains popularity. Some are successful, such as Black Clover or Solo Leveling, while others fail miserably. CD Projekt seems to be taking a new gamble, as we learned this week that the developers of The Witcher would like to transfer the license to mobile game developers. Why not? At the same time, it wouldn't be difficult to do much better than Niantic. The Witcher Monster Slayer was the mutant version of Pokemon Go that died in agony, and we hope to have much more interesting The Witcher games than that on the phone. The RPG Duet Night Abyss launches its technical test. He takes inspiration from Warframe, Genshin, or even Code Vein, and lately, I'm starting to confuse them all with Wuthering Waves. It's a kind of game that works well, and we're going to have a lot to test, but for now, the title seems quite solid on its foundations and presents itself as a dynamic RPG mixing magic and technology for an explosion of power. Explore the world, collect your characters, and soon test Duet Night Abyss for free on Android and iOS. On the occasion of the 2024 showcase of Cassette Beasts by Raw Fury and Byton Studio, we discover that the Creature Collection game will also make its way to mobile. This capture game with a specific aesthetic invites you to transform into a monster instead of fighting them for you. It's a bit the Benton Retro Watch that allows you to record the performance of new enemy monsters to add them to your possible transformations. Cassette Beast is an original game that should work well in phone format, but we don't have a release date yet. Come ride dragons in Dragon Po. This rather minimalist bullet hell combines waifu, dragon, and tiragogo. A weird cocktail that we may understand even less once we have tested it, but which still opens its registrations this week on Android and iOS. Fairy Tail Fierce Fight wakes up after 7 years of sleep. I am certain that those who have read the manga will get the reference. In any case, it was not worth getting out of bed this week to test it. I fell asleep at the beginning of the game because of the soporific gameplay. So, see you in 7 years and move on, unless you're an unconditional fan of the franchise, because it's a basic gacha RPG that could die in a few weeks. Seriously, make the right choice and come to AFK Day instead. The visual novel Murder on the Spaceship Altair has just been announced. Intended for mobile, console and PC, this title will commence its release in Japan prior to arriving to us. The story takes place in space as the fourth moon of Jupiter, a major base of civilization, has exploded, but some people have mysteriously survived. You are the AI of the ship that has recovered its survivors 1 year after the disaster, and other cataclysms seem to be about to happen if you do not act quickly. You can check the official website of the game to learn more about Murder on the Spaceship Altair. The MOBA of all Shonen Jump superheroes gives news this week. Jump Assemble goes to Hong Kong, Taiwan and Macau after a test phase last year on Android. In 5v5 or 3v3v3, embody Goku, Luffy, Naruto Uzumaki and all the other iconic characters from Shonen Jump in this free multiplayer game on Android and iOS that should arrive later. In the meantime, you will have to fight with a VPN and quite a bit of latency. Rather disappointing upon its release, the steampunk and fantasy game Noah's Heart will finally close its doors. The Zeppelin has reached its final destination, and if you still play it, you will have to say goodbye to this title Dark Other Games, which will definitely leave the stores. A new competitor is added to the list of potentially terrifying games on the phone I named Witchcry 2 Red Hood. Developed by Honey Games and published by Kaplarians, which you probably know for the ice cream game series, this title is obviously the sequel to the first game Witchcry. Your goal is to survive the house, use it as a meal for the witch, and we'll see if the jump scares are on schedule for March 29th. Cookie Run Kingdom offers a new sweet update after a month of radio silence. For the occasion, the roster expands with the arrival of the Saint-Honoré cookie, and the Saint cookie will soon join him on his motorcycle. The Jamobi team has prepared a comprehensive article on the latest update on March 27th and its events on the Clock Square, and I'm putting it in the description for you. Misfits goes to the other side of the mirror. The organization has been accumulating rosters and achievements in esports for a long time, and it is time for them to offer us their own video games through their branch Misfits Interactive. We won't have to wait long to discover what Misfits has in store for gaming development, as 2 games are expected to be released this summer. Several major news did not get a full segment in this recap, but I will cover a few updates in a quick zapping. To start, we discover the preview of Season 4 of Torchlight Infinite on April 14th. The cozy game Lonesome Village is available for pre-order at €7. Solo leveling Arise exceeds 5 million pre-registrations in just 1 week. Raid Cayman starts pre-registrations in Japan. It's the start of the soft launch of Flower in the Mirror. The Marvel Rivals game won't be released on mobile after all. We're still disappointed as it looks very stylish. And finally, Teeny Teeny Trains has just been released on mobile, joining the catalogue of other puzzle games from Short Circuit Studios, like Teeny Teeny Town, which is still hanging around on my phone. This week, we have no specific recommendations, except to try AFK Journey and participate in the Rush server Dofus Touch. And there you have it, this weekly recap of mobile gaming news comes to an end. I hope you enjoyed it, and as usual, if that's the case, don't forget to like, comment and share the video, and of course, subscribe to the channel. See you soon.